Welcome everybody back to the Nuggets of Gold podcast and YouTube channel. So for today's video, I want to talk a little bit about the 49ers playoff odds. Now, it's been quite a while since I've talked about this, probably about a month ago. And I think at that time I said the Niners should have about a 40% chance of making the playoffs, which at the time probably felt like a little bit overestimation. Right now, I think not only myself, but all 49er fans are feeling a lot more confident than we have in the past few weeks have definitely bode well for the Niners, coming off of two massive wins against the Rams 3 weeks ago, and then against the Vikings last week. So, this week's matchup against the Seahawks is a huge one, especially being in Seattle. So we'll see how this goes on. But right now, I am very, very comfortable on the 49ers' chances of making the playoffs. You look at the rest of their schedule, I think they have a couple gimme wins, one against the Texans, one against the Titans. And they're going to have to play pretty poorly if they're going to miss out on one of these three wild card seeds in the playoffs. Right now, the Niners own one. They're the 6th seed. The Rams are ahead of them, only one game above them at the 5 seed. And then the Washington football team is at the 7th seed. So definitely a big mix up in the 6 and 7 spots. Neither the 49ers or the football team really look like, I don't know, they didn't look like they were going to be in the playoff picture potentially if it kind of got bad a couple weeks ago, but both teams have busted out. I think the football team has a 3-game win streak as well. So I think they're both right now riding 3-game win streaks. Huge stuff for both these teams. Then you look beneath them, the Minnesota Vikings, very alive. But then after that, you go, okay, that's one team looking out from the outside in. The Falcons, the Saints, the Eagles, and the Panthers are the other most likely teams. The Panthers have looked really bad recently. They started the year off hot. They've been terrible. Same thing with the Saints, and the Falcons at times have looked awful. So the Eagles are probably the other team that I would think is most likely to jump one of these teams to make it in the playoffs. But if I had to guess right now, I would probably lean the wildcard teams are going to be the Rams, the Niners, and the Vikings. I think those are the best 3 teams, and I think that they're going to show that down the stretch. The Vikings also do play the Rams, which is very interesting, could affect seeding quite a bit. And the 49ers play the Rams on the final week of the year. And that is going to be a massive game potentially. If that game happened right now and the Niners beat the Rams, they would jump them because they own the tiebreaker if they win that Week 18 game. So that's going to be a huge game to look at when it comes down to seeding. And I think it could very well matter a lot. And the Rams have a really hard schedule. So one thing that hasn't been talked about a lot is the Niners should win the 5th seed. They should absolutely win the 5th seed. If they take care of business this week, and it's a lot harder without Debo and Fred, that's a drastic difference for your team. Those are 2 of your superstar players. So the Seahawks have looked really flat, though. You want to expect to win that game. The Bengals, I don't think the Bengals. I think the Bengals have they've exceeded expectations, at least my expectations. I do think a lot of people were a little bit too low on them to start the year, but now I think stuff has kind of got a little blown out of proportion at times for how people view them. I think you should probably win that game, but for the sake of things, let's say that's a loss. The Falcons, you should definitely win the Falcons game. And then you look at these other games, the Rams, the Niners have done really well against the Rams, the Titans, the Texans. I mean, these are games that should be winnable. And when you look at, there's not a ton of competition for these seeds or for these spots. If the Niners play out the same, they have the same record as the Rams for the remainder of their schedule, and they beat the Rams, they will jump them. That is very likely to happen, in my opinion. So something that, I mean, I wasn't thinking that was going to be the case, even early on in the year, like when it wasn't like getting a little bit scary for the Niners' playoff chances. I thought, okay, this is a team, the Rams are a team that's likely going to run away with it. Cardinals look, I'm pretty confident the Cardinals are going to run away with the division. And they've been missing Kyler for 3 weeks? They missed him for 3 weeks. So huge stuff there. But then looking at what these playoff seeds could be, Cardinals, Packers, Bucks, Cowboys, those are your division leaders. I think it's very likely that we're going to see a Cowboys 49ers matchup for the first week of the playoffs, which is awesome to see. I know a lot of the fans that are a little bit older than my generation, those are massive games for them. My dad, he's a Niners fan. Cowboys Niners games, that's like what he grew up watching. My uncle's a Cowboys fan, so they grew up watching those teams rooting against each other. So really fun stuff. I would love if that was the game. I think it'd be a good game. First of all, I think the Cowboys are a very solid team, but I think the Niners are too. And I think the Niners are proving that recently. So hopefully that's the week 1 or the playoff week 1 matchup, but I'm excited for it. Outside of that, though, I did want to just quickly let you guys know that I'm going to be making some adjustments to my channel. I'm going to be doing a little bit more NFL draft stuff and a little bit more analyzing that. So going through a lot of the prospects that are coming out. So that'll be really fun. Something that I've been really looking forward to do and kind of do a bigger role on this channel in especially. Also, haven't been posting the last couple days. You can see I'm starting to cough right now. I've been talking so long. Been pretty under the weather. That's why it's been the case. But tomorrow, we're going to talk about Jamal Adams. And then Saturday, going to post a couple preview videos for this Seahawks-Niners game. But that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you all for listening. And hopefully the Niners make the playoffs. I think right now, I would give their chances at an 80% to make the playoffs. So pretty confident, but I think it's something that should definitely happen.